Welcome to this fourth of 5 training clips on getting ready for the post-crisis time right after restrictions begin to ease. There's a window of opportunity, and one of the things that is outside the box again isn't not only focusing our efforts on pre-believers instead of restarting all of our church ministries and tying people down in those small groups, but gathering with our extended families and others. But the second thing that we'll tend to neglect in this window of opportunity is this window of opportunity to train smaller gatherings of people, our most outreach-oriented, hospitable-oriented, extroverted, conversation-initiating people, giving them tools, plus helping our quieter people be better, quieter listeners, etc. So we're going to delve into this a little bit more, and I hope you find it to be very encouraging and stimulating you to love and good deeds. One of the things that's really easy not to do in ministry in general, in leadership in general, is handing away, empowering, equipping, giving people the knowledge and skills and opportunities to learn and fail and grow and get better. That's not something we're normally good at doing because we like things to be done well, so it's easier for me to do them than let you do them in a less good, messy way. So we get into these traps of indispensability and hogging, in a sense, all the expertise, training, know-how in ourselves or in a small group of staff peoples. However, that does not fulfill, A, the biblical mandate to equip the saints, and B, it doesn't really get the harvest job, the job of engaging out beyond our church walls, done very well. Have you noticed people don't want to come to a religious building or a religious event to hear a religious expert give a talk or see a religion pageant, religious performance? That's not what most people outside the church are wanting to do. So we're going to have to find a way of deploying people outward, dispersing them away from the building into their already life, their everyday already places, talking to people they've already become insiders with. And here is some things I have to give you in order to get that done. The key thing is going to be, when we have the opportunity to gather in small groups again, thinking strategically, what are those gatherings that person per person and information and know-how per information and know-how, how do we get the most bang? How can we leverage that to do the most good for the kingdom for the sake of the gospel? Well, one of the things I've done in my ministry is I have put what I do on little books. This is Evangelism for Quiet People Part 1. This is about helping people build pre-evangelism skills in the areas of praying and caring, majoring on empathy skills and listening skills. This is available on Amazon.com. Just type in Evangelism for Quiet People Part 1, $5 each. A great little way to have small groups of people just go through this, practice the exercises, and I don't necessarily have to be there in person doing it, although I would be delighted to come and help you guys out. But this at least gets people going. In Part 2 of this same training, again, type in Part 2 instead of Part 1 on Amazon.com. These $5 booklets take it further on verbal listening, sharing, interviewing skills, telling our story after hearing their story, dealing with some objections gently, turning conversations into stories and opportunities. So again, there are resources out there from Reach the City Ministries that will help you get into the hands of your people resources and, more importantly, exercises they can practice and get better at as they do them over and over and over again, so that when they have the opportunity to meet with small groups and be with circles of people who don't know Christ, they're ready to go and they begin watering and planting those seeds and cultivating and doing all that pre-decision work that takes a long time to get things ready for a harvest we believe God wants to bring. The takeaway from all this is simply that there are resources out there that you can gather your people into those small groups, intensively train them for a short period of time, help them to get skilled and get better, and then deploy them during this window of opportunity right after the crisis happens, as restrictions begin to lift, as doors begin to open, we'll be able to leverage this for the gospel using the resources God gives us and the trainings and practices he's giving us now while we're waiting.